Good day everyone, welcome to a new update in which we have been seeing that the market has not been too bullish in the past few days. Through that we're going to have a small and slight update on the markets in which we're also going to look at Ether against Bitcoin, as that is the key indicator to see whether the market is strong enough for the altcoins to continue moving up or not. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this YouTube update, and also do not forget to check out my Twitter and Instagram, where I'm making daily content on the markets and also my personal life. And finally, do not forget to check out the platform, which is in the description beneath, where you can find the trade IDs that we produce on a daily basis, but also where you can find my portfolio. Also, my staking portfolio will be released relatively soon, and we're going to do way more content there on multiple markets. So don't forget to become a member if you want to join that group. Looking at the markets, as we can see, we can have a clear conclusion that the markets have not producing any significant movements at all, despite the fact that we were quite bullish recently around this all-time high region, and right now we're seeing a corrective move. When we're looking at the equity markets, we see that they are also making new all-time highs here, which is relatively new. We have seen a swift correction, which was also taking place on the cryptocurrency markets. But right now we actually see that cryptocurrencies are correcting while the legacy markets are still showing strength. So there's a slight difference at this point. What we also see is that the Europe equity markets are showing this strength, might be ready for a corrective move, because when the prices were dropping on the equity markets, Bitcoin bounced as the first one, while the equity markets were still trending south a little bit. After that, the equity markets have been showing strength, and right now we can see that the crypto markets are showing weakness. So what we are seeing here is a very typical move of a correction, and just very healthy still. I've been marking those levels as very important to watch, in which we stated that the reference point around the all-time high is quite clear, through which people will most likely be selling their portions or their portfolio parts if they have been buying in this region around March to May, as that is the clear reference point to take profits or to be break even, who knows. And that is probably what is currently taking into account in the markets, or actually been happening in the markets, in which that's not showing the overall strength too much. But is it clearly bearish at this stage? No. I mean, the correction overall is just a slight correction of 13%, and we have been witnessing corrections of 30% and even 50% in the markets during the past 18 months, I guess. So we are still facing support levels. We are still facing critical level to hold as support. And that is the entire green zone that we have here. And whether you place it like this or that, it's not really making any much sense. It is this entire block that we have here that could be a reference point for buyers to take their entry once again. While you have a reference point around the all-time high where people will be taking profits, you also have the same for reference points on buying perspectives. And at this stage, we can actually see that buying perspective is taking place, or hopefully taking place, between 56 to 59k. That is clearly a level that I want to see hold, as then we are flipping this entire resistance zone for support. And then next, we are keeping the market structure intact. If we do get a correction below this level, just like we have been seeing in this recent run up, it seems very likely that we're going to have another drop down. And then if we're going to lose this entire level around 56k, the next clear level is found around 48. So then we're going to have a way deeper corrective move, and then we get into some serious considerations whether we are still bullish or not. So based on the daily time frame, a very clear point that we're currently facing a support level around this green block. And when we're looking at the lower time frames, which I've also been sharing on this platform, we have been stating some crucial levels to watch. So we have been watching this level around 63.5k as one that we should be holding on to at this stage. We got all the way down towards the range low. Then I've been stating, okay, 61.6 is clearly where I want to see it break if we want to get through the bearish sentiment or the downwards trend in which we are making lower highs, lower lows. We couldn't break through it, and another drop down has happened, and now the exact same thing will be happening or taking place. We get support around 57, we get support around 55, and based on a daily time frame, that's clearly where I want to see Bitcoin sustain as support. So what we want to be seeing is that we get this downwards move, bounce back up, get a bullish divergence happening here at this stage, and then we can start breaking through the resistance around 60k. While we have been 61.6 as a crucial resistance zone there, the next one is now found at 60k. We're clearly making lower highs, lower lows, and by breaking 60k, we might be rushing all the way towards 61.6 before we're going to make a flip and switch this trend. So the levels that I'm watching are 57 to 56. That's that entire block that I've just discussed on a daily time frame. And on the upside, 60, 61.6, and 63.6. I think 63.6 is the most important one, as that is the recent lower high. We can still have a bounce here and create a lower high through which we are going to face ourselves another retest at support. What I want to be saying here though is that if you want to get into the markets, these are the chances that you want to go for. I mean, we got a very nice corrective move. We are approaching higher time frame support levels. We get those retests going while we are facing November relatively soon and December too, which are usually bullish months. So if you want to get into a position, I think the chances are literally on the horizon right now to get into those. Looking at Ether against Bitcoin, you would assume that in this corrective move, it would be running up. But right now we're seeing a quite harsh correction, and we have discussed this resistance zone that we are in, and we are clearly getting one. So at this point, I would not be too happy in having Ethereum against Bitcoin unless we clearly flip levels. But as a trend has it been making higher lows, higher highs, that is usually the start of a bullish trend. You clearly want to get a higher low going for Ethereum against Bitcoin too. So I'm still going to wait on either 0.064 or 0.061 to become one of those higher low levels in the coming period before I'm going to take the actual entry. I might be waiting too long, I might be buying a little bit later than I want, but overall you're going to get into a position that is less risk than when you're buying at these stages here right now. Ethereum USDT, still looking at the levels that we're facing here. I'm still approaching support levels that I find very important. We also got one here as I've marked. These two levels are clearly entry zones for yourself if you want to get into the markets. And then second, if it gets below those zones, you clearly have an invalidation level beneath. So that is my update for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'll be back later today with another fresh one. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you again soon.